Registration for the 2024 Dive In Festival, which is the world's premier event promoting diversity and inclusion in insurance, is now open. Running from the 24th to the 26th of this month, the festival has expanded to record 48 countries, including over 130 hybrid events. Noteworthy sessions will take place in Nigeria and Namibia on the 24th of September, offering participants the chance to engage with industry leaders and contribute to meaningful conversations on inclusion and innovation. I'm very happy to have Alfred Egbai. He's the group head, Emerging and New Markets at AXA Mansard Insurance PLC, joining us to discuss further. Alfred, very happy to have you. Thank you. So I like that name, Alfred, because I think of the Batman and Bruce Wayne and everything. But so wait, when you talk about, because initially we were talking about off air, explain this event, this issue of diversity, because I was thinking gender diversity and all these other things. So explain further what it's about.
So the event basically is around seeing how we could create a sustainable economy in the next 10 years. So the theme of the event is sustainable economy for the next 10 years. So we're trying to see how we could do this using insurance as the backbone or the backbone pillar for sustainability at the end of the day. I mean, the key principles around sustainability would be, so on the social side, to see how the government basically is not necessarily able to provide certain social amenities, especially around healthcare. It's not as inclusive enough. COVID also has shown that a lot of people cannot access adequate healthcare. We're trying to see how insurance can basically come in to provide access by ensuring that people could pay something very, very tiny, something that basically fits their pocket rates, regardless of what tribe they're from, what income level. We can basically create products that basically suit them at the end of the day. So that's kind of like what these event is structured to kind of like drive. So that awareness, that discussion has to happen, inclusion of the regulators, the government, and whatnot.
Okay. Okay, so look, you, I understand, have almost 2 decades of experience in the insurance sector. So I want you to marry what you've just told me now about what this event is about with your own experience coming through in the insurance sector and how it's shaped how you see it, because insurance in Africa has got challenges, particularly low penetration. So have you talk to us about your story? How have you seen things evolving?
Okay, I currently drive the Emerging and New Markets at AXA, focused on financial inclusion and using digital partnerships to drive this inclusion. This basically means we're partnering with companies that have access to a large number of customers, the telcos, the fintechs, etc., to see how we can reach these customers in the most convenient way possible, rather than inventing the wheel. Insurance is not something people wake up to go and buy, right?
Right.
However, everybody understands risk, but nobody sees insurance as that thing that could help them financially when that risk actually occurs. For me, the pivotal moment in my career was somewhere around 10 years ago. We had looked at the fact that there were so many excluded people in the markets. The way insurance products are even designed, it basically just attracts only the top of the pyramid, you could only get a health plan for, a decent one for just around 50,000 naira. How many Nigerians can afford that? So we started to see we started to look for, a way to kick off these partnerships. We had some with the telcos, and we saw very decent success in terms of penetration. We had over 4 million people access an insurance product at 15 naira a day. Yeah.
When you tell me these low prices, I wonder how much value you can provide at that low price. I really wonder. Of course, 15 naira a day, you multiply by 30 to a month, and then
and then you multiply by 4 million people, and that hits a couple of billions. And the way insurance works is everybody contributes into a pool,
right?
But not everybody takes out of the pool,
at the same time.
Right. So you always have capacity to cater to people. So you can actually give a lot of value. That success and a lot of learnings from there has basically brought us to today. And we're trying to lead with healthcare to see how we can provide that access to people. We're currently building a digital hospital, ensuring that the average customer do not lack the basics when it comes to healthcare. Yeah. It's just the start point for us. We feel like customers need to be able to relate with a product before they can actually start to before they can actually engage with the products, a bit more. So, I mean, what I'm saying is core insurance products are quite complex.
Yeah.
I mean, someone has to die before you can actually access life insurance. Someone has to be injured, or you have to have a car accident and all of that. But people still see healthcare as lifestyle. So it's an easier conversation to have. We're trying to get people to get a small taste of the soup before we get them to actually buy the soup. And this is where the inclusion comes in. We're able to then attract the bottom of the pyramid using certain schemes. And also do this leveraging on tools that they currently use, their banking channels, their POS agents at the end of the day, the telcos, leveraging on that spread. We can then penetrate and basically move the industry a bit more, a bit forward. Yeah.
Can you talk to us? My religion is technology, right? I worship it. I feel that. Can you talk to us about how it's evolved? Because I've told folks that if I had to pick between losing my phone, my car keys, and my wallet, I can't lose my phone. My financial transactions are here. Everybody in this studio that's with us is on their phone outside. So talk to us. Is the phone the medium through which you're going to deliver it? How has the technology evolved with the insurance sector in your experience?
So I would say that with the insurance sector and technology, it's still on a journey. I think I would say we're kind of like where the banks were in the early 2000s with regards to technology. The adoption is still very low. People do not relate to the products, and that's what we're trying to achieve as at today, and this festival is driving it. So yes, relatable products. Your device insurance is one thing that we are also very, very mindful of.
Yeah.
We've kind of like centered the customer's identity for insurance around their phone number. They're still similar to what we're seeing with the fintechs today. The digital banks. It's still your unique identifier is your phone number. It's tied to your NIN. It's tied to your BVN. With that, you can access care anywhere. You can, do so much more around that. Your phone number being the identity. I mean, we understand people carry multiple phones. We're able to find ways to, mitigate risk around false identities, people theft, and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, there's a panel discussion, and you're going to be part of this panel discussion.
Yes.
And it is called, this is at the Dive-In Festival, 24th, 25th, A Future-Proof Nigeria, Strategies for Sustainable Insurance Adoption. Since we are in a country where people believe in God day, nothing can happen, what are you going to contribute to that panel in terms of, that's a very strong topic, and that's a lot of pressure on you to deliver on that, so it's a huge topic. So how's it going to happen? How are you going to talk about adoption?
I mean, for me, for adoption to happen, I feel like there has to be some form of embedded insurance.
Right.
I mean, if you go to a new country today, or if you come to my state, for you to be able to like our food, you have to taste a small part, a teaspoon. Yeah. Then you know whether it's worth it to actually order a plate. So we're trying to see how we can. I mean, I would be talking about more around embedding insurance into lifestyle. How can I buy a bottle of Coke and ensure that because I've bought that bottle of Coke, for some reason, I'm able to access healthcare? Right. Buying that thing, that is a lifestyle thing that I wake up thinking about doing. Those things I wake up thinking about doing. How do we fuse insurance into those kind of things? I mean, at AXA today, we're exploring different initiatives, which I would actually be elaborating on, in this. So we're looking at partnering with companies that actually produce sanitary towels. Okay. Yeah. For a woman that actually purchases these sanitary towels, we can give them access to healthcare to basically cater to simple things that happen to them within the month and things like that. Yeah. So as I said, nobody wakes up thinking about insurance. They only wake up thinking about risk. I mean, that's kind of like why we pray. As you said, everybody thinks about God. So we've woken up this morning thinking about the fact that we may not go to bed tonight. Anything could happen to us today. Yeah. But then we never ever think about insurance as that thing that could help us financially when those things happen. Because the risk for us is always, at the end of the day, is always still attributed to a financial loss, at the end of the day. So once we're able to embed insurance and people start to see that insurance actually works, when we're then able to tell them, hey, just because you bought this bottle of Coke, right? Because you bought this sanitary towel, you can now have access to this kind of insurance. Now, if you just pay 500 naira more, I think you can get, then you're in. So it's kind of like a pathway where we're just on that journey. We're just kicking off and rolling.
I see why you have almost 20 years experience in the field. It's smart. Okay, the theme is sustainable future the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about the importance of sustainability for your sector, going forward?
Yeah. So, I mean, for us, the way we've looked at it is that people will never be able to come out of a bad financial situation if they do not have something to fall back on.
Right.
The government is doing a few things to ensure that they can support businesses, they can support people, give access to free healthcare, subsidize healthcare and whatnot. However, we feel like it's probably is more sustainable if customers actually are able to take certain actions on their own.
Right.
So to drive that sustainability for us is almost like a philanthropic conversation at the end of the day. Ensuring that, so I'll give an analogy, so an Okada rider, for example, a market woman. So the guy, the more he rides, the more he earns. If he's not riding, he's not able to earn. And this could be due to certain things. He has had an accident. A family member is ill or whatnot. Coping mechanisms we see at that bottom of the pyramid today is that a lot of people go out borrowing, taking loans, using up all their savings. They are never able to emerge to a higher income level because of these simple setbacks. So we want to ensure that we're able to create something that is in a sustainable way, that when these simple things happen, they're then able to emerge. So this is how insurance kind of like comes in on the social and then the environmental side of sustainability. And then we'll also be seeing how we can then champion this towards the economic side of sustainability, whereby the kind of policies and decisions taken by the government then promote these schemes at the end of the day. So Fantastic. It's a more holistic conversation.
It's great stuff. Yeah. So wait, as far as for folks watching that want to participate, what's this? I mean, you've already given us the selling point, to be honest. But just to emphasize for viewers who want to participate and so on, what's the selling point? Why should they, attend, get involved, listen to what's being discussed?
Oh yeah, I think sustainability is basically, and inclusion is basically a conversation everyone should be having at this point in time. We want to ensure that businesses don't just jump on inclusion and sustainability just because it's a buzz. It's trending. We want to actually make it, something that actually is solid, within businesses at the end of the day. So coming into this the seminar, once you register for it, you join the seminar, you're basically able to see how different ways in which sustainability and inclusion basically helps businesses to thrive in the long run, and that's the real takeaway from this event.
Okay, well, that was my next question. So you told us why. So I guess when everything is said and done, you want to, what is the main draw from, in a minute, if you can?
We just want to spark the minds of businesses, of people, around sustainability and inclusion, ensuring that regardless of people's regardless of the diverse way people basically live, based on tribe, the upbringing and all of that, regardless of gender, income level, if you're able to create a business that is sustainable and also includes different demographics of the market, your business actually has more potential to thrive rather than when it's less inclusive at the end of the day. So that's kind of like what we're trying to push right now.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, I really do thank you for coming on the show and illuminating our minds with this festival. It looks like it's going to be pretty exciting, and you, sir, have a lot of experience in this industry. Mr. Alfred Egbai, who is the Group Head, Emerging and New Markets at AXA Mansard Insurance PLC. We're looking forward to a very engaging, in-dive festival later on this month. In fact, next week, right?
Next week on the 24th.
And the 25th. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time.